Good afternoon. Eric Spiegel, Fish Shack Marketing, here with you again. And this is I think the third training video in a series of ongoing videos. This one is designed to help you enroll your clients. So I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you've decided that you are indeed going to move forward with Fish Shack and you're about to get ready to go out and start to enroll customers. So I wanted to go over basically the process on how you get customers enrolled and give you some insight on actually how to do that. So once you've engaged the client and convinced them to move forward on the program, at that point now you've got to actually get them signed up. So the way you're going to do that is you are going to have them fill out a one-sheet application. All of you have been emailed a series of these applications. They're industry specific. Each industry has different pricing, as probably you've noticed already. The reason for that is, each industry is selling a different priced package. So the higher the ticket that they're selling, i.e. a car dealership or maybe a home improvement company that's selling products for anywhere from $10,000 to upwards of maybe $50,000, $60,000, versus a florist or maybe a pet grooming facility that may be selling a package for $100 or $300. So each industry has different pricing. Now, at the end of the day, because Fish Shack is a fulfillment model and we don't make money unless the people actually travel, the same unlimited package is going to apply to everybody because obviously the more people that travel, the more money the company makes. However, you can get more money depending upon the industry, because when you start to connect the dots on the return on investment for, let's say, a car dealership, and you say, look, how many cars do you have to sell to offset maybe $2,500 a month? The answer is, one car. You go to a pet grooming facility that uses the vacation vouchers to promote teeth cleaning for the dogs, and that procedure is maybe $300. You can't charge them $2,500. They would have to generate too many jobs to offset that price. So maybe in that case, you're charging them $500. Remember that the business is a combination of what I call squirrel hunting and elephant hunting. So, you can elephant hunt all day, but it takes a lot longer to kill the elephant. Squirrel hunting's a lot easier. So what you want to do is have a nice mixture. You want to go after some larger accounts and have those working in your pipeline, but you also want to go out and have some target practice and scoop up some smaller accounts, because you want to get your residual income to a point as quickly as possible where you've kind of taken some pressure off of you. Many of you have probably left other jobs, or maybe you're starting this on a part-time basis and you're looking for what I call emancipation, where if you're chained to a job where there's really no upside, you're dependent upon the company to give you a raise when they decide to give you a raise, or, you obviously don't have any residual income component to it, then you're looking for freedom. And in order to achieve real freedom, you have to get paid tomorrow for work that you did today. So if you're looking for, again, to be emancipated from your current ball and chain job, to me, job means jail, then you need to be able to build up an income as fast as possible so that you can free yourself. The way I look at it is every day you work a job where you're trading hours for dollars is a day that it's costing you money, because you're building a business for somebody else instead of yourself. So if you really want to achieve financial freedom, you got to be working for yourself. You've got to be building something for you and for your family for the future, not for somebody else. Okay? So again, you're going to use the one-sheet enrollment form. And when you're engaging with these customers, not only do you need to stick to the plan, which is like I've indicated in the other videos before, which is 50 cold calls a week. Cold calls, walking into the business, engaging with the decision maker, doing some recognizance, collecting a business card, asking the gatekeeper when's the best time to sit down for 5 to 10 minutes with whoever the decision maker is on marketing and promotions, and being persistent. Be a junkyard dog. Don't let go. If the account has value and you believe that they're a legitimate potential client, don't get turned away. When I was cold calling in the early days of the business and in my other industries, there were times where I cold called the same client 50 times. And when I eventually did sit down with the owner, he's like, well, how many times have you been here? I'm like, I don't know, 50. And there were 50 of my business cards there. And at that point, the guy's like, wow, okay, you may be the most persistent salesperson I've ever seen. You've earned the right to get my attention. And more often than not, I would earn the business. So from that standpoint, the more eager you are, the more persistent you are, the more respect you gain from that customer. At some point, they're going to like, all right, this guy or gal is really serious. I'm going to go ahead and give them their time. Okay. And then your closing percentage is very, very high. So the way the numbers work is 50 cold calls a week will turn into 25 sit downs. Of those 25 sit downs, you'll sell anywhere from 5 to 10 jobs, depending upon how good a closer you are. Okay? Well, if each job is worth on average about $200 a month, you can do the math. You're adding anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 a month in residual income per week. That's good money, people. So those are the numbers. Now, when you actually do get your sit down with the client, it is an extraordinarily simple process. It is an identification of their pain. You've got to be able to identify the challenges that they face in the business. And for the most part, they all face the same thing. I don't care. It's a car dealership. They all have the same problems. They don't have enough people coming onto the lot. They're not closing on the initial visit enough. They don't have enough business in their service department. They're not selling enough floor mats and steering wheel covers. So they all suffer from the same problem. Don't let these narcissists and these egomaniacs that think they have all the answers bulldoze you into saying, nah, I'm not interested. Well, the reality is you are interested because you don't have anything innovative that you're doing that's going to help you change your business 25 to 30% a month. If you do, shed some light. I'd be interested to hear your plan. But at the end of the day, most of these guys have been doing the same thing since the Flintstone ages. There's nothing innovative since the typewriter. So it's incumbent upon you to say, nope, not accepting that. Here are the challenges that I know you face because this is all I do. If I could do A, B, and C for you, what would it be worth to your business? And then at that point, you backdoor yourself into the price. How many cars do you need to sell to offset $2,500 a month? Okay, so at that point, it is all about supreme competence and what I call moxie. You've got to have the attitude. You've got to be able to go in there and go, no, I'm not taking your BS excuse. 5 minutes, I'm going to tell you what's up, which is really the deal here. Okay, so the way we invoice your client is through PayPal. Now, there's a reason for this. I have been doing this for a long time, and in order to possess people's credit cards on an ongoing basis, you have to go through an unbelievable level of security. So I do not want to go through that process. The second problem, and probably more importantly, is that people have nefarious intentions. And what happens is they will do the program for a month. They'll use 100 certificates, which costs me a lot of money, and then they dispute the charges at the end of the month. And they end up getting a free month's worth of service. And now you've invested time, you've invested energy, we've invested a significant amount of money. Just so you guys know that, I pay for these certificates. They're not, they're by no means free. So if the customer doesn't take the trip, I lose, I lose big. So I'm banking on the fact that these people are going to travel because the way I get paid is by the destinations, by filling the empty room. If there's a carnival ship that's leaving and the third of the rooms are unsold, and I'm responsible for putting Joe and Mary Smith in that room, and now they go in and spend money in the casino and the steakhouse and the bar, Mary gets a bracelet, they do a shore excursion, and they spend, let's say, $2,000 on the trip. Well, Fish Shack shares in that back end revenue because we're the ones responsible for putting them on the ship. Just makes sense. All the other companies that we're competing against, they just sell certificates. They buy them for $10. They turn around and sell them for $150. And oh, God help you if you try to redeem that trip. Believe you me, ladies and gentlemen, redeeming those trips is near impossible. That's called a breakage model. Now, the reason why you're cold calling the client is you got to be in front of them to say, oh, no. Your initial reaction is valid. What you're used to is a breakage model. What we are is a fulfillment model. We don't get paid unless your client travels. So intuitively, why would we make it super difficult? Why would we shoot ourselves in the foot? We don't make money unless the person travels. So unless you have 30 seconds to explain the difference between a breakage model and a fulfillment model, you're going to get that same reaction. Those things are crap. I went through a timeshare presentation, blah, 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 blah. So that's why you've got to cold call the customer. I can't emphasize this enough. If you're not willing to get out there and hit the street, pound the pavement, press flesh, shake hands, kiss babies, it ain't going to work for you. Don't even try. Okay, trust me. So, again, the process is you're going to have them fill out the enrollment form. You're going to email that in, or you're going to fax that into our office. We're then going to put together a welcome package where they're going to get a secure login code, and they'll get definitive instructions on how to send the certificates and how to present this to their clients. Now, you will also get this package as well. And this in turn will help you onboard your customer. Now, the most important thing is that during the first 30 days of this relationship, you need to spend a certain amount of time with these clients and get them engaged. The only time we lose customers is when the account executive does what I call turn and burn, where they're in, they get them all excited about the program, they sign them up, and then they bail, and they never go back. And in order to really get them engaged, you've got to go back. You've got to do an enrollment program. You've got to do a kickoff meeting. You've got to get their salespeople excited. You've got to go through the playbook. You're kind of like the offensive coordinator. You can see I'm a big Rams fan. Go Rams. And so you've got to be kind of the offensive coordinator or the quarterback, and you've got to get them enrolled and engaged in the process. So everything is billed through PayPal. So we're going to do a secured PayPal account, and that's because, again, people charge back. And so what happens is they're going to get a recurring invoice every first of the month through PayPal. They have until the 5th to pay. On the 5th, if they haven't paid, you're going to get a phone call or an email from me that says, hey, your customer hasn't paid yet. And then you need to call your client and say, hey, it must be an oversight. Did you get your invoice? On the 5th, that their login code is frozen. So they can't send any more certificates. And this is automatic. So every month on the 5th, if we haven't received payment, the system automatically shuts down their account and it doesn't get reactivated until they pay. Now, if the customer is seeing results, the car dealership's selling 3 to 5 extra cars a week, believe you me, it may have been an oversight and they're going to pay lickety-split because they don't want to shut that program off. So it's usually just, hey, I didn't see the email, I forgot. Now, the way I pay you is the same way. They're going to PayPal us. I'm going to PayPal you. Now, if the client doesn't have a PayPal account, you need to set one up for them and help them figure out how to set one up, because that's how we're going to pay. I do not want to take credit cards. Now, on the initial enrollment, if they want to write a check, I'll take a check on the initial enrollment. But again, it's going to slow down your pay. So I've got to get the check. It's got to get mailed to me. I've got to deposit it. I've got to wait until it clears. At that point, I'll PayPal you. But I'd rather it was done through PayPal. That way I can PayPal you immediately. So that's the parameters. So again, you're going to cold call. You're going to identify their pain. You're going to offer up solutions. You're going to ask them, what would it be worth to your business if I could do this, this, and this? And then you're going to give them the why in the world wouldn't you do this? Remember, it's a month-to-month program. So they're not locked into anything. If they're not comfortable moving forward, we just don't care. We're going to go next door and sell to their competitor. And now the competitor has the advantage, okay? So you need to be very clear with these people, especially if they're in a commoditized industry like the gym business or the home improvement business or even the car business. Everyone's selling the same products. So if you're going to go ahead and go ahead, leave the program. We're going to go sell to somebody else, okay? So again, continuing. You're going to fill out the one-sheet form. You're going to mail it in, or you're going to send it in, fax it, email it, take a picture of it with your phone. Doesn't really matter to me. At that point, they're going to get a welcome package. You'll be CC'd on the welcome package, and away we go. Okay. Last point. People have asked me about business cards and company email addresses. So let me tell you, I have had way too many people tell me, oh, I'm ready to go. I'm gung-ho. I'm super excited. I go ahead and buy them business cards, set them up with the company email address, and nothing. No, nothing. Not a single sale. So the way I do it is make one sale. That's it. one client, you enroll one client, I will order you business cards and I will set you up with a Fish Shack company email address. That's it. Okay? Now, if you need additional information and you need to talk to me on the phone, it's tough, right? There are a lot of you, there's one of me. However, I am extraordinarily email and text oriented. If you have questions, email me. I'll get right back to you. If you're with a client and you need me, text me 911 and I will call you back, okay? You're all important to me, okay? Just because there's a lot of you and there's only one of me, every single one of you means a lot to me, okay? Because we're all in this together. We're all here to make money together. So I'm here for you for support. Let me tell you something. You get me on the phone with your client, done deal, okay? Done. It's very unusual that you put me on the phone and I am not able to convince the customer because I just make them seem so damn stupid for passing on something so valuable. Okay? So again, if you've watched this video, and I appreciate it, sometimes I get a little wordy, it means that you are ready to go out there and change your family and your future. Eric Spiegel, Fish Shack Marketing. I'm here for all of you. Happy selling.